Okay, this is going to be my review and recap of Despite Yourself Episode 10, Star Trek Discovery. It's going to be full of spoilers right here. I'm basically going to go recapping the plot and then tell you what I thought about it. We already know that at the end of, the fall finale, they went to they were somewhere way off. They didn't know where they were at. We didn't know for sure it was a mirror universe, but we highly suspected because we're all smart. And yes, they are in the mirror universe. They're in the Terran Empire, which is exactly the same mirror universe that Deep Space Nine was in, and that the original series was in, and I think Voyager was there. I don't think the Next Generation ever went there though. But they do see a ship from they see like an Enterprise ship, the Defiant. I'll show you that later. So basically, they're here. It's opening up like this. They're like, "Where are we?" And Suru is saying, "This doesn't. The quantum signatures are different, but I see our ships and I see Vulcans and Andorians and all this other stuff. But the quantum signatures are off. So we're in a mirror universe." They decide real quick, and of course, Stamets is not doing good at all, and Tilly's in there trying to help him. And of course, his buddy, lover, whatever, he's real concerned. I really feel like they have a relationship, those two. So they're in the mirror universe, and they got to figure out how to deal with it. And a Vulcan ship fires on them, and at least they didn't hold us very long to tell us it was in the mirror universe, and we really suspected it, And they're going to show the basically he's saying, I'm going to have to relieve you of command, Doctor, because you're too much in love with this guy, and you got too many feelings, and I need to get out of this spore drive shit. So and I was thinking that the Doctor was going to relieve Lorca of command, like they always do, but that didn't happen. He's telling the Doctor he's probably going to have to relieve him of command and stuff like that. And meanwhile, Ash Tyler there is having flashbacks more, and he is Vok, by the way. It's going to be confirmed here pretty soon that he's Vok. They send Ash Tyler out there to go ahead and retrieve the debris from the Vulcan ship, like a memory chip. And when he's out there, he starts having flashbacks, and his Klingon, I guess, memory and soul and shit is coming out to the surface. And he gets the debris and brings it back there. And then he goes to see L'Rell in the holding cell. He says, "What the hell did you do to me?" And she's like, "Oh, I love you. Open the force field and we could find out." And so I think he opens the force field and she recites the prayer of Kahless, or some sort of something with Kahless, and it's supposed to snap him out of his human shit, but it doesn't. It doesn't work. And I think he goes and tells Burnham, "Look, there's something seriously wrong with me. I don't know what's going on. And I love you and I'll protect you. And so no matter what happens, I want you to protect me." And it's a very tender moment. And he can't explain what's wrong, though. He doesn't know what's wrong. But she knows something is wrong. And then she leaves and he busts that glass all dramatic and shit. So here, they're being hailed by another ship, I guess the Sinju. And it's going to be in that universe. And you think that that captain, that Chinese, there it is, the Terran Empire, that's when it's ultimately confirmed. And they had got that information from the memory chip he brought over. And they know the ship coming is the Terran Empire ship. So they do an audio-only communique. And it turns out that Tilly is the captain of the Discovery in this Terran Empire. And so they do a voice-only thing where she has to be captain, and it's pretty funny. As a matter of fact, right here when she goes like, "Hold your horses," they're just finding out she's captain. I actually laughed. That's the first time in all these episodes I've laughed out loud and honestly had laughter from these Discovery shows. So yeah, that surprised me. And I also thought this was a really good episode. My wife didn't like it so much. She found it too confusing. And it's only confusing because Discovery is not the original Star Trek, and they're not sticking with the Star Trek ideals, and they're not sticking with the Star Trek, like, canon, technically. So that's why it's confusing. But the Terran Empire is exactly like it should be. Well, I wonder why the fuck the original Empire isn't like it should be. I mean, the original Star Trek. It's like off, but the Terran Empire is perfect. When they show the Terran Empire and everybody, it feels just like Deep Space Nine and all those episodes where they had the Terran Empire. Like I really felt like Kira was going to show up and be in charge and all that kind of stuff. So here's the first, they're showing the people from the Sinju, and they're all like Heil Hitler type shit and all that. Okay, so it turns out that Burnham is the captain of the Shinju, and he's a prisoner, Lorca. He tried to overthrow her. So she's going to act like he's my prisoner. I survived his overthrow attempt, and I'm the captain, so I'm going to take my ship back right now. And they're going to try to find the Defiant and find out how the Defiant got there to that universe. Because the Defiant did not have spore drive. And they need to find out how did you wind up here, and then however they wind up there, they're going to get back to the regular universe in that same manner. That's the whole plan of this episode. Find the Defiant, find out how they got here. So they have to act like they're Terran Discovery people. So they make fake uniforms, and they put Tilly in charge to be the captain, and they're trying to fake out everybody and say like, yeah, we're oh man. That upset me a little bit right there, to be honest with you. But I do feel like they are a couple. So of course he's real concerned. If you love somebody, you're concerned. But they're getting ready to be like imitation Terran people. They have a holographic mirror. I thought that was pretty cool. And they're talking about how we're going to do this and all this. Oh, and then Lorca shows up as like a Fonzie type. At least that's what it reminded me of. And he did, all of this show was very well entertaining to me. I was entertained. I wouldn't say it was perfect, but I think it was one of their better episodes. That's for damn sure. Because they've got a mission, they've got a clear goal. They're stuck in the Terran Empire in a mirror universe, and they've got to get out. I think a bunch of these shows, at least a couple of them, if not all the rest of the shows, are going to be in this mirror universe, which at least will be interesting because we understand the Terran Empire from previous shows. We understand what the mirror universe is. So they're going to try to get out. This is Burnham's junior officer on the Shinju. So Ash Tyler goes to the doctor and says, "What the hell is the matter with me?" And the doctor says, "I'm relieving you of command." And he kills the doctor by snapping his neck. That is the death in this show that Riker was talking about. And so Ash Tyler literally killed the doctor by snapping his neck. It was pretty shocking. And then he left, right? And he's got a huge secret now. Okay, so they're beaming over to the Shinju, and they're going to be the Terran Empire people. And Burnham is the captain of the Shinju, and so they get there, and all these guys are like, "Heil Hitler, Captain," and all this other stuff. And she's like, "I got Lorca, here's my prisoner, and we're going to take him and put him in a holding cell, and we're going to resume our course of whatever our mission is." So she's going to take control of that ship, and that's the plan. And they're going to find out as much as they can about the Defiant and go find it and find out how to get back. That's the plan. So they go to these torture chambers. They call them something. I can't remember what they call them. But they're going to put Lorca in one, and Burnham's like, "Oh, no, I don't want to put him in there because he doesn't..." I don't know what excuse she uses. She makes up some lame excuse. Like, "I don't want him killed by your ineptitude," or something like that. And then she finally relents and goes, "Okay, make sure you follow the directions precisely and just get him in there and don't kill him." And so it's really excruciating when they show that. And the very last scene of this episode, Lorca is being tortured just like that female was, all electrocuted or whatever the hell they do to you. And so this dude, her junior officer, goes in the elevator with her with Burnham, and of course he's going to try to kill her, and we know this right away. So he grabs a knife and starts trying to fight with her, and it's all in the elevator, and she kicks out the gravity by opening this little door with her foot and smashing it, and then she gets the knife and winds up killing him. And pretty much you knew that was the way it was going to go down, and that's what happens. And then she comes out of the elevator here in a second, and when she comes out of the elevator, everybody that's on the ship is like applauding and stuff, and they know what happened because that's always what happens in the Terran Empire. You advance by killing your commander, usually. At least that's the way I remember it, right? So I enjoyed this episode quite a bit. At least we had familiar territory with the Terran Empire. We got stuff we knew about. And that's right. So here they all are applauding when she came out of the elevator with the dead dude, and everybody's familiar but evil. Yep. Okay, so they're on the Shinju, and Burnham's going to be the captain, and they're going to be in the Terran Empire. There's her throne, the captain's chair, and Burnham's now the captain, and Tilly's the captain, oddly enough. I did enjoy this episode. I give it about an 8 out of 10, especially compared to a bunch of the lame episodes. I mean, that's my opinion. A lot of them were screwed up because they were not following Star Trek, what we know of Star Trek. But we know the Terran Empire. That's why this episode feels better. And Burnham and Ash Tyler, they're going to have a tender moment here. He's like, I don't know what's going on with me, but I love you, and I'll protect you. And she's like, I'll protect you, and I love you too. And so they have a very tender, loving moment. And Frakes did say that their relationship was going to get deeper, and apparently it is getting deeper. So the doc got killed. Probably another doc's going to show up. Oh, but before this is over, I think what happened here is Lorca purposely took them to the mirror universe to either get the ship that he killed back or for some other reason. Like he's from this universe or something like that. But I think Lorca purposely took them to the mirror universe. Subscribe and comment. Let me know what you thought of this episode. Trek Genius over and out.
Wait, before you click away, do me a favor. Subscribe to this channel. It means a lot to me. Well, not really, but it means a lot to someone, I'm sure. Also, if you like what you just watched, you can see even more content on the Fox Now app. Don't say I ever gave you nothing.